Good morning. I have a early Christmas present for you guys. I know it's Christmas Eve, but early Christmas present. What is it? It's this message. So take a look. It's actually a great message. This message is called God Calls Us to Mend the Soul. It's actually a really good message. So dig in, buckle up. It's not going to be that long of a message, but it's going to be a really good message. So this message is called Speaking to the Deep, Mending the Spirit and the Soul. So I'm going to start in Romans 8:16. The Spirit Himself bears witness with our spirit that we are children of God. And next is Hebrews 4:12. For the Word of God is living and active, discerning the thoughts and intentions of the heart. And that's paraphrased, just to let you guys know. God did not put me in charge of fixing people, because only God heals, only God restores, and only God saves. But God does assign people to speak not to the surface of life, but to the deep places. Here's the revelation. When I speak, I am not speaking to behavior. I'm not speaking to appearance. I'm speaking to the spirit and the soul. Everything else is external. And when we focus on the external, we miss what God is actually doing. Because God looks beneath the surface. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. That's 1 Samuel 16:7. So let me give you a brief picture here. When a pregnant woman goes to the doctor doesn't stand back and look at her belly and be like, okay, everything looks good. We're good to go. Yeah, but your belly looks healthy. All right, see you later. Right? That would be super irresponsible, right? Instead, he performs a sonogram. Why? Because what matters most is not what you can see on the outside, but what is happening on the inside. They look into the womb, into the depths. They listen to the heartbeat. They check for life, health, and growth. No one would accept a surface level examination when a life is forming on the inside. And yet, sometimes that's exactly what we do with people, right? We look at their actions and we're like, hey, this is what's going on with you. God's like, dude, you gotta dig deep. You gotta go into the deeps of it. And I feel like that is what teachers and preachers are called to do. They're called to go into the deeps and get down into the deeps of people's souls and spirits and to mend those things. We are called to speak to the insides. The words I have spoken to you are spirit and life. That's John 6:63. God isn't calling us to do a belly check faith, right? From the outside, hey, well, everything looks good. All right, we're good to go. Thanks for coming in. Your belly looks nice and soft. He's calling us to do a spirit-checked life. So we don't ask these questions. Do you look okay? Are you behaving well? Do you fit the part? We don't ask those questions. This is what we ask. Is there life forming in you? Is your soul healthy? Is your spirit responding to God? Just like the doctor speaks to what's unseen, we speak to what cannot be measured from the outside. Because the real work of God happens in the womb of the soul. In Proverbs 4:23, it says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. A pregnancy doesn't start with a visible belly. It starts hidden, quiet, and unseen. Growth happens long before it shows. In the same way, obedience grows before behavior changes. Faith forms before confidence appears, and healing begins before habits break. If we rush the outside, we risk harming what God is forming on the inside. And that's why we don't pressure people to perform. We protect the process. Let me say that one more time. That's why we don't pressure people to perform. We protect the process. Because a lot of times, right, that's what that's what we're into. We see the outward appearance and we're like, well, they look okay. They look like they're doing fine, right? But we have to dig deep as Christians, right? As mentors, as teachers, as preachers, we have to dig deep to be like, all right, what's going on the inside? Isaiah 61:1 says, He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted. A sonogram doesn't force growth, it observes life. We don't manage flesh, we don't manipulate outcomes, we don't rush delivery. We listen, we discern, and we speak life. God does the mending. We simply align our words with what He is doing in the depths. Deep calls to deep. That's in Psalms 42:7. And this is the calling, not surface religion, not appearance-based faith, not external measurement, but depth, truth, and life. We are called to speak to the soul, to awaken the spirit, to trust God with what emerges. We are called to speak to the soul, to awaken the spirit, to trust God with what emerges. Because when the inside is healthy, the outside will follow every time. So I pray that God teaches us to see beyond appearance. He teaches us to honor the hidden work He is doing. So one of the questions you can ask yourself is, am I worried about what man thinks or what God thinks? That's a great question, right? Because if you're worried more about what man thinks, then there's some searching to do, right? There's some working out to do. But we as Christians, we need to be more worried about what God thinks than what man thinks. Because honestly, who cares what men think? So this video was really to the preachers, the teachers, the people who minister the word, that we go to the depths of the gospel. We go to the depths of what's happening in people's lives. We just don't go to the surface areas, right? We're like, all right, what's going on in the deeps, in the insides? Because we're there to mend the brokenhearted. We're not just there to fix the surface areas. Well, let's just put a Band-Aid on this. Let's put a Band-Aid on that. God heals, God restores, God does that, right? But when we preach, when we speak, when we minister, we minister to the depths of people's souls, to the spirit, not to surface level stuff. Because all the surface level stuff, that's just all superficial stuff. We have to ask ourselves, what things actually last? What things are eternal? The things that are eternal, those are the things that we minister to. Those are the things that last. Because if we heal those things, if God heals those things, and He heals our soul, He heals our spirit. And that's what God is in the business of doing. He's not in the business of just fixing the surface areas. He's in the business of going deep and healing those deep areas in our lives. So some of us are having struggles, right? And some of us keep struggling with the same things over and over and over. I think one of the problems when that happens is we're not going to the deep areas. We're just going to the surface level. We're saying, all right, what's happening at the surface level? Oh, I need to fix this action. I need to fix that action. Oh, maybe I should work on that. Oh, I need to stop doing that. Well, if we fix the deeps, if we fix the root of the problem, if we fix our spirit and our soul, if we have asked God that to do that to us, then that's gonna fix a lot of our issues in life. But again, we go to the deeps. We don't go to the surface areas. So that was an early Christmas present for you guys. Merry Christmas tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great Christmas. Celebrate Jesus. Jesus was born. That is the whole point of everything we celebrate, right? It's all about Jesus and what He did. And the start of it was Him being born. So God bless you guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.